أسبق دبك خاطئ ممكن يكون حل بس مش حل كبير مش حل صح. ليش؟ أسبق ال كان بروجرام LGS أسبق N كان بروجرام ALGSN. Now in BCT we have only ALGSN. The system program with BCT cannot see an extension program in L memory. It's only to see extension program in N memory. That's why you better to use this feature than أسبق L. This sheet is one page. And here's the program required. One page of program, that's it. Because BCT only, if you are trained with BCT, you could recognize that BCT is working only with the method pattern.
من الهوكينج كان؟
روم بعت نفس الايميل لما تسمع.
بعتها.
Yeah. Any question? Any question? Should I go for the fault analysis or should I keep it after lunch?
Sorry?
Should I go for the fault analysis or should I keep it after lunch?
We will finish this
After
one.
lunch.
No, we will finish this one. After lunch, we will discuss the exam.
Oh. Yeah.
In a fresh mind, we will do something.
It's 24 slides only.
Yeah.
We can finish it.
Vote. After lunch.
Yeah.
Before lunch.
Before.
Before lunch. Before two.
Before.
Before or after?
موت مع الجماعة.
Before?
Yes. Yes, please.
We will finish the essay.
I'm not a dictator. Well. We're talking about the last step. There's a few parameters that I don't list up on this slide, but I will show a little bit about it. Especially the system part. And after the end of this slide, I will think again about some important note about the IT work, that everyone should be considered this, about the IT work. Okay? Let's go first of all, and fault finding in ISDN. What if my MGBRI online is it not online? What should I do? Can you bring the IP address? Can you check the Ethernet cable? Do for the very basic steps and double check, and you will find it's a minor issue. That day, Dilan and Asim was programming a different media converter. Yesterday, they forget to plug the Ethernet cable. So go for the fundamental. I know sometimes you really focus on a destination, you could not see the basic thing. And this happened with everyone, not with Asim and Dilan, even with me. So double check and make sure that there is no IP address conflict. To check remote connectivity, check via IBAN command, and check in ASIC command if this device MAC address registered there or not. This is also very important practice. If problem persists, check with AMGIL. If you are writing down the correct MAC address, yesterday it happened with the Asim system for the virtual machine. I was typing the virtual machine MAC address, but could not register. Again, I could find that I replaced 8 with 9 in the MAC address. So I just correct my MAC address. I also make a different mistake. I select a different D channel. It happened. So double check this place. Again, if the call is not going, check your root values. If I'm using ISDN, it should not be QSIG configuration. So check your own parameter. Otherwise, the media converter will not register. The UG50 will not register. So better to double check again. Check also CDN 63, which is, are you using T1 or E1? Check if ELRTN is also possible. The CCS problem was that ELRTN was not done. Simple. And double check that ERTD and ERTDN have the correct value. ERTD and ERTDN, both. Visually, you have to look in the Ethernet connector. Some people, both are Ethernet. Let me put the Ethernet here. In the ISDN line. It happened many times. How to find your IP address of the media converter? You connect via console and you say show IP address. No need to go to set SP, you can just show IP address or show DRS address. Maybe the DRS is wrong. You can also set your IP address or set your DRS address if you like. What if my channel is not up? Maybe the cable is not printed in the right way. Check SCVT if your line blanking red or blinking, you have to double check. Or possibly from your provider. And here in SCVT command, you can see which channel is really empty. Also, for investigation, you have to go for ISMC command. The ISMC command verified that index 91, bit 2 and 3 must be zeros. Otherwise, you will not get any output in the ISMC trace. And also, ISMC trace can be due to understand the basic communication between MGSIP and 95. Not for the SIP communication, the internal communication between 95 and MGSIP internally. Because from MGSIP to the carrier, it's a pure SIP. But ISMC can be used for the internal communication. Sometimes you expect the problem could be from carrier side. But you have to double check and prove that's not your problem. So you have to check ISMC trace. Here is an important summary about how to double check outgoing call behavior. So if you could decode your message, you should see the complete path. Sometime after the stop, you will receive a release. With the release message and the release complete, you will read the cause. What is the cause? The call is failed. Maybe after the call is alerted, it disconnected. Again, you should find the cause. But for the successful call, the call should be in this overflow.
From here, can I be sure that it is a carrier problem or not?
Yeah, the cause
From here?
yes. Because what is the behavior that you consider as a failure? The call busy or I cannot go outside, right? So in the release message, I can see the cause. It's right down. The cause is you have an invalid format. The cause is you are using a different number. The cause is every kind of cause you will find it. 1,000 causes you will find it. So from release and release complete message, you can see the cause.
So why besides this we also need Wireshark?
For ISDN, for ISDN, no, they are completely different.
Yeah, for MGSIP.
For MGSIP, you need a Wireshark because you want to decode this is internal communication. With MGSIP, you have two links, link connected with the internal system, so you have to understand the relation between 95 and MGSIP, and you have a different link which is connected to the SIP carrier. Here is a pure SIP between the carrier and the MGSIP, not on your system, but the MGSIP. Because the relation between your system and the MGSIP is QSIP, and you can see it from
here.
But the relation between your MGSIP and the carrier is your IP, your SIP. So you need a Wireshark, and it's a must. It's not an option. I know Abdullah suffered a lot before he could manage the customer to connect the Wireshark. Even in some military, it's not allowed to connect the Wireshark. But you really need. How can I know? How can I know blindly? I cannot just make a guess which one could be the right one.
What can you do with military?
You have to ask them, I need a Wireshark trace between this node and this node. So they will allow you to run the Wireshark and they will filter out for you these messages.
No.
If you explain, I would like to make a Wireshark in your network, they will say no. But if you said, I want to make a Wireshark between two nodes and only I intercept messages, they have expertise. They will filter out the message for you.
Okay.
Usually military they are not accepting the SIP with carrier.
Oh,
At all.
Yeah.
At
As
all
simple
they
as
will not.
PSTN.
Yeah, most of the military we have CCS.
Yes.
And QC.
Here's also and QSIC as well, because ISDN or QSIC. In some military they're using CCS over E1 instead of CCS. CCS over E1. Also, here is a kind of message flow that you have to understand. One of my systems send a setup message for the carrier, and the carrier will reply with acknowledgement. If I don't receive an acknowledgement, that means the call is not really replied from the carrier. The carrier should reply for me that, I received your setup. But if I send my setup and they don't reply, definitely is a problem, right? Maybe they have a blockage in the circuit, or a channel negotiation is disabled, or they cannot talk to me right now. If they send the acknowledgement, they could send me alert message. Alert message that means ring back true or the ring for the other direction. And once it's corrected, the speech path will start between two destinations. Please, in this kind of traces, be sure that you are using layer 3 as a type of trace, details as a monitor type. Don't put folder, put message. All the time details. And also, your correct teacher. Clear? Because most of the traces, the engineer there on the side, and we ask, can you make a Wireshark trace and ISMC trace? So immediately he will just put layer 2 with the D channel and this is the trace. No, this is not the right one. He will again open with the phone. Again, I don't know. Again with the message. I need one with the details. So you are wasting your time and our time. 5 days and the customer is waiting for a problem, maybe it could be a RTDN or RTIN setup. So please, from the day one, we are talking about ISMC trace, layer 3, and details and the right region. And with timestamp. You say, I start my calling this time, and I go in my calling this time. So it will be easy for us to, he's talking about this call. Easy to filter out. Maybe in parallel, you will have a multiple calls. More description will really help us.
Here it's shown ISMC, when we implemented it showed there in the left, right, above IPAN. كيف or ما بتقدر عندنا كلمة ISMC IP.
No, it should be there, ISMC. If you go for DIDSD, it will show IBAN because DISD and IBAN are the same command. But ISMC traces all the time ISMC. You can run it as well here. Will you try? Should be layer 3, should be details and the correct D channel. And you have to press enter. One day Abdullah spent the complete day looking for this. After that you press the get key and collect the message.
You must press enter in order to get the get key.
To find your D channel location, just list up your trunk and make sure that you don't have a double assignment there. Check your rules, LTRK, which route you are using, and this is my D channel. If I have a CCIS over ID, I have two routes. One is for voice and one for signal. Again, CCIS over ID, do not use any hardware, right? We don't plug any card, we don't use any media converter, right? That's why we name it CCIS over ID built here. But there is a number of channels assigned virtually in the system. One channel is for signaling and number of channels for the voice. And each system in the network should have their own void code. I have void code 1, you have void code 3. And this should be unique per system. And it's assigned in the system via command ASYD 180. So if we are talking about CCIS network, each and every system has its own void code. 91, 81, 83, 93, SP7000, IBX, everyone will have his own void code. Clear? So if you have any problem, you have to look first about all of this. Do I have a unique point code everywhere?
So, regarding to this point, we might have point code 1 on SP9400 and point code 1 on 9100, right?
No. It's a unique.
Unique.
Per system.
Per system.
So we can put one here and one here, right?
One here, two here.
It's unique per the network.
Network, okay. I thought system, the system alone.
Simply, all of these systems will act like a one system.
Okay.
So this is the identifier for the point of the system.
So it is network
Unique number.
A network unique number. Okay.
Double check all the time LAN 2 because CCIS over IP is connected via LAN 2. And can you ping the LAN 1 because sometimes the voice is not there. Double check that LAN 1 and LAN 2 also connected to the same layer switch and make sure that there is no IP address conflict. Also, this is a common problem that some people they really forget to assign the signaling route. They already assign the voice route, or they assign by template the same template again on the two routes. So all the time, just double check the signaling route, and we could find this many times. Also check the ALRPN and the RPSK. Check your AGIB because someone yesterday was setting the dummy route as an AGIB. And ABIBL is the IP address and the right point code for each and every node in the network. You can use CSVT also to see your root status. Finally, you have to use your ears to understand. This is a congestion tool, this is a busy tool, this is a reorder tool, this is overflow tool. It's really describe a lot. It's really save a lot of time to use your ears. And you can use Wireshark by filtering out your telephony voice call, and don't forget your switch. Your switch should have a feature of port mirroring.
Port mirroring,
Without port mirroring, you cannot really make a good Wireshark. Remember, Abdullah, how much we suffer? It's really take a lot of time for the customer to do port mirroring. And every time port mirroring enabled, they come with other problems. In your case, also a switch, right?
Yeah, they provide us switch, which is there is no port mirroring. I bought on for ourselves with mirroring, and I took it.
A simple point of port mirroring, you should know the traffic inside your network. If I'm not able to know the traffic in your network, I cannot help. You cannot help also. Important to define the IP address that you want to filter out. Wireshark is a completely different course. If you could study the Wireshark manuals, you will really learn a lot. If you study Asterix analysis for Wireshark, or Cisco, or Avaya Wireshark is also very important. Learn it from others, because the same filter we use and they use. Yes.
أنا أتذكر سيسكو ويرشارك.
Same Wireshark. No difference. But let's say what you really need. You have, for example, a problem in your DHCP server. It's not a simple problem, but your phones is affected from this DHCP problem. You need a Wireshark to prove it's not your problem, right?
On with set filtration, right?
No, it's a DHCP problem.
DHCP.
So you have to filter out the DHCP messages.
Okay.
There is additional feature in MGSIP. It could be a help to understand what's going on in the network. It's not a complete Wireshark trace, but it's a good trace. And MGSIP is upper on it, right?
Yes.
On our side.
I will just keep, no problem. I will find a trace, then I will, no need ask, no need.
No.
Yeah. Save info. This is the command that you can run in your MGSIP, which is show SIP-log. This will be a kind of pure IP communication between you and your carrier, and it will show you that you send this invitation message in this time for this carrier. This is Abdullah phrase, by the way. And this is the call and calling party info from all the IP address, and they are using their phone, and this is the reply of 100 OK message. This is the setup, the call and proceeds, the alert, and you can see the invitation message details, everything.
This is call established call, right? That
Yeah.
means pass.
Yeah.
Do you have any failure?
Yeah, you can see it from here. But it could give you a good information about your MGSIP. But what about the other end? You really need a Wireshark trace. But this could save a lot of time to understand the calling and call party number and the user info, if it's there or not. Show SIP-log. Clear? I will take Abdullah example and I will put it in a folder.
والله خالد في الكوماند هذا مرة حكيت لي عنه أنا ما استخدمته ممكن إي بلوك
Evlo.
ممكن والله شوية عنه لو سمحت.
Sure. What you need to know about Evlo?
Deadlock.
Evlo is mainly used to find the user agent of standard SIP terminal, which assigned with SIP handler. For example, you could have in your premises CTIS phone, Yanning phone, or many other kind of phone in the same premises. But each and every SIP phone, they may have a very specific requirement for their setup. Like Polycom model X have a video calling, but the CTIS phone have no video calling. If I enable the video option in my SIP station, the CTIS phone will not be able to make any call because simply it's not supporting video. And the Yalink one will work fine because it have a video. So we use the user agent to separate the different kind of SIP terminal from each other using Evlo. Using a trigger message, which is the registrar of and the SIP handler registrar messages, and you have to connect to your remote host, which is your PC group. And here you can see, I will show you a nice example. What is the user agent here?
NECC.
Okay, if I make it in a small letter, the phone will not recognize it. So I have to take from here the exact name of the user agent.
Case sensitive.
Case sensitive, yes. Yes. This is the main usage of
Just for this E-block,
No.
not for
more than 9999 functionality. But basically this is the use. Once you start to use Evlo for this, we'll have a different session talking about Evlo. But start to use this one for this purpose and use it in the right way, you will find your way there. Many other, you can make ISFC trace, you can SIP trace, you can decode the OAI messages, many other options.
you can use it as a maintenance for
Yes.
SIP tracing.
But for the maintenance, you have different command. The FTD is there, SNMP is there, email alert is there. Why to use Evlog advanced option for this? You have many other options, which much more easier and basic than this. Clear? Any question? Any question? Any question? Done?
Done.
Here is your example.
Send it through the email.
ليش بدأت ليش؟
Just teasing, I got
I'll bring my details from here because you gave me the template to assign as administrator and this form. I failed several times. You give me the information for the correct,
Polycom phone.
not Polycom form, slide form. Set as it. I failed. But I think here, yeah, I have backup also. Can you show me how to configure as a room? I have a backup. Only thing is you need to one extension to
If you want, after we finish the example here, upload your office backup
Yes.
for your system and connect your phone. I'm ready for that. Also, you can ask Abdullah because he already tried it.
I don't know what I have to
ليش ما قدر الامتحان قبل من جد؟ ليش السسبنس؟
ليه؟ ده أول مشكلة عشان كده مجموع بس ومسموع. You get your SB95 certificate, right? Because Mihrdad will ask me about the SB93. Maybe on Sunday his certificate will reach to the office, so I will give it to you. Okay?
I received just an email
From Carl?
Yes.
I maybe look. I could find your printed certificate. But we say I give the certificate, right? Hardware.
No.
I will double check. I will.
Just we received a PDF file from
No, I will double check. Salam. You good alhamdulillah and double fine. We go for you. Yes, we don't receive from Netherlands yet. Inshallah, once I receive it, I will give it to my regards for June.
so what?
Yeah. You really would love to see him after he finished that exam. He was really sweating from everywhere. He was really upset. In the third day, he really fell out. So what you are doing? You pass the 95 and you fail 93. Then every night he study and alhamdulillah he bring also very good marks. But some good engineer you really have to squeeze them. Any question?
Told me that one day I wanted to go, I don't go.
I know. I do this purposely. Like he push him until a point that he really would reach to the boil moment. And alhamdulillah, after that, he created
What
a
type of phone we use for hotline?
literally.
Any phone can be used. Any phone can be used, but we use, I can say,
You don't have analog, huh? You just pure IP.
نزل على اكس
IP phone.
نزل على اكس
IP
اروح
phone?
الماء
Yeah,
Ah,
and if you
ah,
have
ما
to do
فيش
the
شغل.
programming for
أنا
that.
نزل على ساعة.
What IP phone? They
يعني
use
عشان
that to
راح اروح الماء
handset, huh?
Yeah,
Just
the
which
company told
type?
me about the right
The
back.
same,
Like this?
no, like,
No,
but without small, small LCD. Maybe
يعني they can ask Osama to provide for you the contact person of this guy. Because Osama had it.
Digital phone it is?
No, IP.
IP, I mean IP, but
Maybe he was the boss.
This phone.
Ask.
Oh, this is the same except small screen.
it is the sixth
60 phone.
بس انا شو استخدمت للهوت لاين لانه عندي مشكله بستخدم اي بي فون عادي حاط للاي بي للهوت لاين في الطوابق
وأسامة ظبطه.
بس اوكي اي بي فون نقدر نحط لنا اي بي فون لكن تقبلوه هذول هذا انك تحط اي بي فون فيهم بدهم بس تليفون صغير ترفع الشماعه.
يعني هذاك كان عندك مشكلة بالنسبة للهوت لاين صح؟
ها؟
كان مشكلة بالنسبة للهوت لاين صح؟
هوت لاين لهلا يعني هم مش
ايش الهوت
قادرين
لاين؟
او انك تحط سيتس فون يعني زي
ما بتقدرش.
مم.
اللي ثواني. وذاك اللي سألني هذا السؤال.
كل الاشكاليه بس لانهم مش بايع يا ريت انهم بيجوا مع ميديا كونفيرتر شغله زي هيك لثمان خطوط او شيء.
نعم. ما في مشكلة. استنى اسيب مش صباح.
ها؟
استنى اسيب مش صباح.
اه
حكيت مع اسامه فيها. افتح
آه.
التيكت. تحكي معه عشان ما تفتح لانه غير المشكله ما عمرها ما بتعدل هاي المشكله.
احنا المبيعات لما تسأل تقول له كيف هيك مش عاملين مشاكل، لا له حاسبين حساب ولا راكبين، قال لك انا ايه انا مالي دخل، اجاني هو زمان هم اللي اقترحوه وانا اخذته زي ما هو واعطيته له اسامه.
ماشي هيك ولا هيك هذا ملوش دعوه،
عملوا
افتح تكت بلغ خليهم هم بلغوا اسامه. انا عمي هاي الفيشر مش موجود وهاي الفيشر تلزمنا مثلا صح؟ انت مثلا لو كان راس مالها ال 95 بدعم الهوت لاين تبع السبت تبع السبت شوف حلك مشكلتك ولا لا؟